Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest Martins Hill Mercury. Plenty of news to bring you as to what we've been up to the last couple of weeks. Plenty of winners, which has been great, and plenty of horses in. Lots of the winter horses, or the vast majority of the winter horses, now back in. We'll start with the winners. A good one end of last week with Callum Gilhooly. Finished second on debut over hurdles after a bit of time off up at Southwell over 2 miles, and then went one better in the novice at Newton Abbot to win and win quite convincingly. Fingers crossed the form of that looks pretty solid. The second horse has already won 2 this summer, and the third horse had been running consistently off a decent mark during the winter. So all being well, he should be able to go on, I think, and probably handle a penalty in a novice hurdle as the autumn goes on. Fleeting Visit, another winner earlier in the week. Brave ride and brave horse. Keelan just managing to make room up the inner after the last up at Uttoxeter. That was a good race up there. 2 miles 7, trying the trip for the first time. Suited him down to the ground. A little bit of cut in the ground suited him as well. And fingers crossed he can carry on. He's been such a consistent horse over hurdles. He's an absolute joy. Anderlecht the week before almost made it a double for the owners. He was first past the post at Sandown and then got demoted in the steward's room, sadly, for a bit of interference. I suspect that the interference wouldn't have justified his demotion over jumps, but hey, that's life. We go on the flat, we play by the flat boys rules. But he's another one in good form. He goes back to Sandown and hopefully will run nicely. We've had a few others go close as well. Jessica Rabbit ran extremely well, ran into the places, just didn't quite get there up at Uttoxeter. Ask Henry ran very well on his first run for 6 months under a penalty in a nice novice at Southwell. He'll be out again hopefully within the next few days. Again, look for him in 2.5 mile novices. The Distant Lady tried valiantly to carry a big old weight under a penalty after her easy win at Southwell. Couldn't quite do it, but stayed on into the places. Most recently into the places, Sammy Lou has become a little bit unlucky in the last 2 occasions. Obviously won at Newton Abbot first time out this year, was into the places there over course and distance last time, and then ran into second again behind My Lady Grey on his last run, but only beaten a couple of lengths. The problem with that is there was 23 lengths back to the third, so we'll have to wait and see what the handicapper does. But he's in absolutely great heart, and he's been a fantastic servant for us so far this summer. Yeah, all in all, couldn't be happier with how they're running. We're up at about a 20% strike rate with the jumpers through the summer, and that is absolutely cracking. Plenty of entries coming up. You'll see a few out over fences. Hatab has been schooling well over fences, and he will hopefully make his debut in a novice handicap chase. Alexander the Grey didn't do a lot wrong up at Southwell last time, just got a bit tired in front. He'll be out over fences soon. Follow the Swallow will make his seasonal return. We'd be looking for 3 miles plus for him. He'll have an entry at Fontwell. There's one at Newton Abbot the week after as well. And Steins we're going back over fences with. Ground not quite right for him at Uttoxeter, so we've taken a pull there, but we'll look for something for him coming up. There's races back at Uttoxeter in a few days' time, which hopefully we have a few dry days might suit. And then Stratford the week after. So one or other of those should hopefully suit. He's in good order at home, and he's enjoyed being back over fences. On the flat, we've got Anderlecht back on the flat again. We've got High Wales who'll go back on the flat. He'll ideally go to Goodwood next week. There's a mile 6 there. Again, keep fingers crossed for a dry week, because obviously he likes a good fast surface. And then over hurdles, Jessica Rabbit will be out before too long again. Londonia will be back out before too long. And one that I'm excited about, and I'd say keep an eye on, a horse called Norman Stanley. He's a foxtrot horse now, and I'm delighted that they've taken him on. He won a bumper for us in quite nice style when he was last seen out, having finished third before that in what has turned out to be a really quite decent bumper. He has had a bit of time off with injury, and we've really taken it slow and steady to get him back, but he seems to be working well at home. He's enjoying jumping his hurdles, and I'd like to think that he can be really quite competitive in sort of 2.5 mile novices around that sort of time. As well as the summer horses, we're obviously flat out busy with the winter horses. We're lovely and full, so thank you very much indeed to everyone for all your support. It's keeping us very busy during the mornings. There's plenty of lots going out, but touch wood, they are all in good order at the moment. There's some nice youngsters come through that will be having their debuts hopefully October, November time. Lots of the old campaigners and the old familiar names all back and all doing well indeed. One that a lot of you have asked about is Ask Ben. He's been having some fantastic pre-training up with Harriet Dickin, and he comes back this week, so we're all very much looking forward to seeing him back. And then in addition to that, we've been busy shopping since the last Martin's Hill Mercury. We've been at the store sales here and over in Ireland, although Ireland obviously remotely given the quarantine restrictions that are in place, and we think we've got quite a nice bunch. There's a nice Fracas who is obviously the sire of the Distant Lady that we've done well with, and he's already been bought by Birdardwell Racing, and that looks to be a nice one for the future. There's plenty of flat in his family, so he should be pretty quick to come to hand. There's a very nice Malinas who's got plenty of black type in his family. He's a lovely big chestnut horse. There's a Soldier of Fortune filly who I like a lot. She's the only filly out of the bunch, but I think she might have a bit of class there. There's a very nice Marla that came over from the Land Rover sale, who's a half-brother to some nice horses that we've been lucky enough to have in the past, like Hollybush Henry and Ballynorth Benny, and he's very closely related to Zulu Dawn that we have at the moment, who we think a lot of. And then last but not least, we've got a lovely Blue Brazil, who's a half-brother to four runners, four winners, including Mystic Sky and Brief Ambition, both of whom have picked up black type, and the other two, one half brother, one half sister, have also done very nicely in bumpers and over hurdles. They will all go off to Hannah Lewis to get broken, and they will be away from the yard therefore for the next probably 4-6 weeks or so, and then they'll come back in and do a little bit through the winter. In the meantime, fingers crossed that the good form continues, and look forward to seeing many of you either at the yard or, even better, racing soon.